Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I'm doing a little trip up to Chester to see my parents. It's like a 100-mile trip, and I thought it would be the perfect opportunity to kind of go over whether or not naked bikes are good on the highway. So my bike, it's a Benelli TNT 600. It's their naked bike. As you can see, I've got nothing for a windscreen, and it's a naked bike, so I don't really have any fairings. So aerodynamically, naked bikes aren't the greatest to be on the highway with. Just for the fact that you got really nothing to guard you from all of the wind. But that does not mean it's not doable, right? So not only is it doable, it can be, you don't need to be an experienced rider to make it happen. I'm a new rider. I've been riding for 3 months now. Highway riding, this will be my second trip on the highway. Well, I guess technically my third. So what I feel, I'm at about 70 miles an hour, and yeah, the wind is there. It's pushing me in the shoulders fairly decently. You turn your head at all, you're gonna pick up that drag. When I first started, the first time I went on the highway and I was trying to get up the highway speeds, I was scared to death. It does get more comfortable as you go, though. I started off my first trip going to Chester. I was uncomfortable at 60, and within a half hour, I was making my way up to 100 miles an hour, and you gain your confidence. Okay, and I don't want to say I got overconfident by any means, but you don't want to be behind this guy and it is windier than I was anticipating today. It was supposed to be no wind, and I'm getting hit with pretty good gusts, so that's a little unfortunate, but it also kind of goes to show how doable this is, right? I definitely want to pass this guy. Fuck, man. And then we got now when you get stuck behind a slow vehicle going 50 and then you get into some construction that sets you to 35, of course a naked bike is definitely going to be doable because you ain't getting up to speed. Oh my god. Oh yeah, now you'll go over the speed limit. This is stupid. Alright, now we can get a real test of highway feel here. Even in a full truck, the wind is still there. I feel it pressing on my shoulders, right in the chest. Sure, there's some type of crosswind that is happening. It does kind of push me around a little bit, but it is definitely doable. I can see how with the wind it could be kind of exhausting. Like, you could definitely build up a fatigue if you got conditioned. And having a bike that doesn't have cruise control definitely makes it a little bit more difficult. You get the fatigue in your hands, the vibrations. For the naked bike, it vibrates quite a bit more because it's not cutting through the wind like a normal sports bike does. Ooh, it is windy. Ooh, that hit me. So passing semi-trucks are still scary. Alright, that was 100. On a windy day, that's all I'm pushing it. I do need to get some type of throttle assist because I'm already feeling the fatigue in my hand. It is a nice day though, other than the wind that wasn't supposed to be here. Oh. Alright. Oh man, my ass. A little sore. Alright, let's do this. Halfway there. I'm always stuck behind something. Alright. Corners and tar snakes don't mix. I felt the slip. That was scary. So cruising at 80 is just fine. You know, the wind is there, but it's not uncomfortable. Of course we got road construction. Why wouldn't we? I was only making good time. $45, huh? Looks like we're stopping. So, you know, this bike's doing just fine on the highway. I have no issues. You know, the wind is a little unforgiving, but I think the more you ride, the more you'll be, you know, like I said, the first time I rode this bike, I rode it on the highway, and I was scared shitless going 50, right? And that was in fairly decent conditions, you know, good road, no traffic, no wind, and I was still scared to go 50. And now I can be in windy conditions, going 80 and take on gusts and not feel like I'm going to die, you know. Like, sure, it's not comfortable, it's, you know, not the greatest feeling in the world, but it's definitely doable. I'm just gonna stand for a minute. Oh. What's happening up here? Just chilling, waiting on nothing. Well, this is fun. Any day now. Being behind this truck's kind of messing with me. It's giving me all types of crosswinds. I'm like being thrown in every direction. It's ridiculous. Like I'm getting a wobble because I feel like I'm getting pushed from every direction. And it's like hitting me. Like it's like weird. It's pulsating and it's super annoying. Even in like a full-on tuck, it's not any better. It's just weird how it's like it's alternating. It hits me one left shoulder, right shoulder, right, and it's like pulsating. It's super fucking weird. And I don't like it. So I think it was being behind that truck. So I was catching the draft coming from the truck, and it was coming off unevenly or something. I don't know. But being further back, I'm not getting the alternating hits to make me wobble like I was. That just felt really weird. See what happens if I get closer, if I start feeling it again. Yep, I'm behind the truck again. I'm starting to feel that alternating. Yeah, it's being behind the truck. So keep that in mind, you know, when if you're in traffic on the highway and you end up behind a big truck, the draft coming from it, you don't want to be too close behind it. I'm about 100, maybe 150 yards from the truck, and I feel fine. So I think I'm just going to keep my distance for the rest of the way. I'm about 20-ish miles away still. So, but even with that, you know, the alternating winds hitting me and giving me that little bit of a wobble, even with that, I still didn't feel like I was, you know, going to lose control. I didn't feel like I was going to fall off the bike or anything like that. It was just uncomfortable. So I wouldn't really use that as a deterrent of whether or not, you know, a naked bike would still be good on the highway or not. Because honestly, yeah, it is. It's just fine. You know, yeah, there's definitely some things you got to get used to. You know, how to take the wind and not feel like you're gonna die. It's not the most comfortable ride, but it is doable. I wouldn't recommend doing like several hundred miles at a time unless you got, you know, a lot of endurance, a lot of practice of just doing long rides. Because without the fairings and the windscreen, you know, because everything's getting hit so much harder, the vibrations are actually a lot more as well than I would expect to be on a regular sport bike. And because of that vibrating, my hands are going a little numb. My throttle hand especially, I've lost the feeling in my pinky. That's just me though. I have poor circulation. The gloves I'm wearing aren't the great, well, they're fine gloves. They're just not the right size for me. I have awkward sized hands. Even sitting up in the wind, 70, it's bouncier. It is bouncier. But it's not scary. It's kind of fun. Made it. Oh man. Alright guys, that's pretty much the end of the video then. Like I said, they're doable. You can definitely take a naked bike on the highway and not kill yourself. Definitely it's going to take some getting used to, a lot of practice, but it's definitely doable.